is the video recording for the lesson that was taught on Friday, December 10th, or Monday, December 13th, if you were in 7th period. In this chapter, we're going to discuss the difference between polynomial functions and rational functions. A polynomial is a smooth, continuous function. A rational function is the division of two polynomials. Vocab for this unit, we will need to know what a standard polynomial form is. Again, that means to organize in order of descending powers from your highest power to your constant. Product of linear factors means that you have this completely broken down and each of your terms are to the first degree. Then your zeros are the solutions, the roots, the x-intercepts for that particular function. For this chapter, you should be able to take anything from standard polynomial form and break it down to get the zeros. You should also be able to take any of your zeros and work backwards to get your function in standard polynomial form. Now, not every function is factorable, and that's how we're going to look at trying to break this down with division. 4.1 focuses on the operation of long division and synthetic division in order to understand the process of breaking something down that's not factorable. So let's look at division using long division. We're going to take our denominator, that's our divisor, and we're going to take the numerator and write that underneath of our division symbol. Now, just like we practiced after the test looking at long division, we're going to start by just dividing the simple into the first. So we're going to look at how many times does x divide into x cubed, and the answer is x squared. Then we're going to multiply that by the divisor out front. That's x cubed minus x squared. And just like we did with long division, we are going to subtract those. The first term should always cancel out and give you a 0. Now we have negative 4x minus a negative 2. That makes that a positive x squared, which would give us negative 3x squared. And then just like with long division, we will drop down the next term. Now we'll do that same division again. This time we're using this term down here. So we're going to divide the divisor, x, into negative 3x squared. That number goes on top. Then we multiply that by the divisor. Then we subtract. Again, your first term will always cancel out and give you 0. On the second one, we have positive x minus 3x, which is going to give us negative 2x. And then we drop down the last digit. Now I repeat that process one more time. So I'm dividing x into negative 2x. That gives me negative 2. And then I multiply that all the way through. That's going to give me negative 2x plus 2. I subtract. Again, your first term is always going to cancel out and give you 0. Then I have 6 minus 2, which is 4. That last number, that 4, is my remainder. So my final answer of this cubic function divided by this linear function is x squared minus 3x minus 2, and I write that remainder as a fraction over the divisor. Let's look at a second example. So for the second example, as we defined in the beginning, we need to make sure our function is in standard polynomial form. When you look at your numerator, we can see that this is not in standard polynomial form. We should have our powers go in order of descending powers, so we are missing that linear term. So we're going to add a 0x for that linear term so that it acts as a placeholder. So we're going to put our divisor, which is x minus 5. Then we'll put our numerator, remembering to use that 0 for the placeholder. Now we're going to repeat the process we did last time. We're just going to start by division. So we're going to divide x into x cubed, and that goes x squared times. Then we're going to multiply that x squared by the divisor out front, line that up underneath. That gives me x cubed minus 5x squared. And I subtract. Again, I'm always going to get 0 for the first. Watch your signs. I have negative 3x squared minus a negative 5. That gives me a positive 2x squared. Then I drop down the next term. Now we're dividing x into 2x squared. That's going to go 2x times. Then we multiply the 2x by the divisor out front. And we subtract. Again, your first two terms are always going to cancel out. Watch your signs. This gives me positive 10x. Then I drop down the next and last term. I'm going to repeat this process one more time. X divides into 10x 10 times. Then I multiply that by the divisor out front. And I subtract. Leaves me with 13 for my remainder. So my final answer of this cubic function divided by this linear function is x squared plus 2x plus 10. And we write our remainder as a fraction over our divisor. Again, we have to make sure we always have this in standard polynomial form, adding that placeholder so that it keeps it organized. Our third one. This one is now a fourth degree function divided by a quadratic. So if we just think about those first terms, the end result should be a second degree function because we subtract the powers on there. So we should be looking for a quadratic when we divide this. Again, we have to look for placeholders. So when we write the numerator out, we need to add placeholders when appropriate. So this is 2x to the fourth plus x cubed minus 7x squared plus 0x, because I'm missing that linear term, plus 3. My divisor also is not in standard polynomial form. X squared plus 0x minus 2. I have to add that placeholder for that linear term. Now we repeat the process. We're dividing x squared into 2x to the fourth, and that goes 2x squared times. Now I multiply that all the way through. That gives me 2x to the fourth plus 0x cubed minus 4x squared, and I subtract. Then I drop down the next term. Now I'm dividing x squared into x cubed. That goes x times. Then I multiply that by the divisor. And I subtract. And we drop down the last term. So I'm dividing x squared into negative 3x squared. That goes negative 3 times. Then I multiply that all the way through. And I subtract. Again, I have nothing left over. That last term is my remainder. So I write my final answer. That fourth degree function divided by the quadratic is 2x squared plus x minus 3. And then we write our remainder over the original divisor. So in class, we tried 2 on our own. I would suggest you pause the video, try these 2 on your own, remembering placeholders when important, and then press start on the video so that you can check your solutions. Okay, hopefully you paused the video and tried these on your own. You can see that I have now 2 solutions up here with all the work. Again, the process is divide, multiply, subtract, drop down the next term. Divide, multiply, subtract, drop down until you're all finished. Again, don't forget your placeholders. They can be anywhere they need to, but your functions need to be in standard polynomial form. From here, we did assignment 39, which was page 317, 7 through 12 all, 31 and 32.